Okay, this is a continuation on accessibility.com. These are all companies who've been sued. There's roughly, I think, what did I say, 13,000 websites on here that have been sued. We're looking specifically at restaurants. They're the biggest industry hit for ADA compliant lawsuits. This right here is Malnati.com, however you say that. I apologize. If we look, this is the website. It's a good looking website. I like the website. I don't like this image here, but overall I like the website. I mean, it's a nice clean design. And if we take right here and we look, we've still got errors in here. We've got missing alternative text. That's a lawsuit. People have been sued for missing alternative text. This is two contrast errors. So we've got errors where the text, look at that, there's text hidden in here, ship Chicago. And that may not be shown on the main website, but there's coding errors in here that's causing these errors not to show up. So we come back over here, you can see these errors, you can see that this stuff here, but there's some coding errors in here. And this tool right here makes you a target. When you see that, when you see these excessive, these overlays and these plugins and all this stuff on here, these make you a target for a ADA compliancy lawsuit. So the second they see that, they assume the code's not correctly, and they're on top of you right there. There's a high percentage of websites with these plugins that get sued because they look for that. That's a sign that the code's not correct. If we look right here, whoa, content policy, HTTP header, bad content security policy, duplicate host, Flickr.com, duplicate host. Wow, this thing's got all kinds of coding errors right off the bat. We've got 139 warnings and errors on here. If you're a professional web developer, the first thing you should do when you finish coding something is check to make sure that the code is correct, because you can get errors. People who write content every single day, they still check their code for spelling mistakes and everything else. And writing code is a lot more difficult than writing an article. But those people still spell check, overread, make sure that everything is right. But for some reason, web developers do not. And one error can prevent the website from working correctly in a device. So even if you say, hey, there's no ADA compliancy errors, which there are, but even if there was no ADA compliancy errors, all this bad code allows there to still be a problem in the device. If there's a problem in the reading device or whatever, then you can get sued. Also, this code right here makes a problem. They've said point blank that these widgets affect their ability for the readers and everything else to work. They've asked several times, please don't put these on your website. The Accessibility B has been fined $1 million for the federal government for lying and saying these things fix your website. So we've got all these coding errors. Any one error can prevent the device from working. So even if you were ADA compliant, it wouldn't matter. Right here, we've got 13.2 seconds for the largest content paint. So not only is this website, and who built this website? Not only is this website, I don't see anybody down here. Not only is this website not ADA compliant, so you could get sued, not only is it full of coding errors, but this website is bleeding at 3 seconds. Google did a study and they said, hey, listen, if a website takes 3 seconds to load, we were looking at our ad network, we found that at 3 seconds you lose 53% of your traffic. So then they turned around and made a ranking penalty. They said if the website takes more than 2.5 seconds to load, there's a ranking penalty, because we know you're already bleeding customers. You're bleeding traffic. If you're spending $1,000 on ads, you're losing $600 if your website takes 3 seconds to load, because of because 53% of the people are going to leave. At 13.2 seconds, you're losing all your traffic. I mean, you're losing everything at 13.2 seconds. The first content paint has to be in under a second. Google said if the website takes more than a second to load, we're not able to spider the website. We will abandon the crawl because your website's too slow. So our bot cost us money. It costs us money to send this bot out to spider the web and find all the content and everything else. And if your website takes if your website takes more than a second to load, we're not able to spider as many pages. If it takes too long to load, too much over a second, then we'll abandon the crawl altogether and won't even try to crawl it because you need to fix some problems. This website has some problems. It takes 13.2 seconds for the largest content paint, 4.1 for the first content paint. And the reservations, see now this one is set up, the reservations are on here. You should be setting up your website so that people don't leave the website when they go to do something. This has got everything built into it. Now what I did was I built out this website almost identical. We took and we changed the pizzas to be apple rolls or whatever you want to call them. And we made the same website, the same about us, classic, the contact, the rewards. Maybe if you look, we've got the reward programs, we've got the catering, we've got all the same setup basically as that website. Of course, I put it in 2 different languages. And if we look right here, because a lot of people will say you cannot make a website load in under a second. You can't make it load in 2.5 seconds. You can't make it ADA compliant. This website has 0 errors. On a dark background that's harder to make the contrasting work and everything else, this website has 0 errors. There's no coding errors on here. This thing gets 100% when we come through here. 0 coding errors, no errors anywhere. If we look at the page speed, we've got 100 across here. There's no ADA compliancy errors, no coding errors. The largest content paint is under 2.5 seconds. The first content paint is under a second. And we still got problems we need to fix. We need to go in and fix these problems. We should not have any problems on here, even though it's valid here. And even though there's no ADA compliancy errors, there's still some errors that are showing. We can improve that page speed. If we fix these errors here, we can probably get this in under a second too, and probably bring down the first content paint as well. So we've got to go back in and fix these little things here because this website can still be improved from where it's at. And if you're a coder or a web designer, you should care about your code. You should not be writing code that's got 139 coding errors, and don't say, well, we've got a shopping cart in here, or we've got this, or we've got that. If we click on their menu here, their menu comes down through here. If we click on our menu right here, it's the same menu, it's the same setup. Ours is set up, you click on this and you see the price. You come over here, you click on this and you see the price. Now the difference is you can't add this to cart. If you want to buy something here, now you've got to come back over here and you've got to find ship a order now. So we're leaving this website. We've left the website. We're no longer on, or we're on a subdomain name. But the design has changed, the layout's changed, everything has changed for us to try, and we've got to create an account. We've got to do all this. If we come over here and we look at the setup we've got here, if I click view details, I've got to fix some errors over here. I got to fix that problem there. But either way, this thing does everything the other website does. This is the shopping cart. What should happen is I should be able to add it to cart or view the details right here. But like I said, we threw this together. It's pretty much a copy of the website they've got here as far as the layout and design goes, except for instead of pizza. And we've also changed the colors. We went with a darker background and all that. But you get the idea. This website right here can be made and designed to be error-free, and it can be made and designed to load in 1.5 milliseconds, under the 2.5. And this website is bleeding it's bleeding customers because of load times. Look at all these errors in here. So this is another website that's been sued for not being ADA compliant. And either the web developers, the web designers, and they may be in-house web developers. This is a pretty big company here, so they may be in-house web developers and everything. But that they're putting their company, the company they work for, in a bad. And this is the gift cards. We've got the gift cards over here somewhere. We've got gift cards. So the setup is pretty much the same as what they've got over there, except for ours doesn't have any errors in it, and it loads in milliseconds instead of seconds. So another website that's been sued for not being ADA compliant that's still not ADA compliant.